Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Inquisition as we get into Inquisitors. Now, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. And of course, if you have any suggestions about topics that you guys would like us to cover, please comment down below. So let's get into 40 facts on the Inquisitor. To be chosen to bear the inquisitorial rosette is at once the greatest of honors and the weightest of burdens. Inquisitors enjoy one of the most privileged of stations in the entire galaxy, yet they are far from the masters of their own fate. Despite the fact that all Inquisitors share the same mission and bear the same burden, they are as varied in demeanor, character, and appearance as the worlds from which they are drawn. Some are eccentric and withdrawn, disdaining comfort as an example to their underlining and foes of the sacrifice made by the Emperor for the sake of humanity. Others attire themselves in regal finery, the better to cow and impress those they move amongst. Some are outwardly pious, while others might appear irreligious to the ignorant. Some Inquisitors are militaristic, while others move slightly in the shadows or conduct investigations from light years away. There are those who bear the inquisitorial rosette, who believe above all else that the only way to combat the enemies of the Imperium is to burn, blast, and scour them wherever they may be found. Such individuals frequently extend their opinions to the wider populace, such that an entire city might be blasted from orbit simply to eradicate a mutant enclave sheltering in its sewers, or an entire orbital quay should be sent plummeting to the Earth because a dozen voidsmen share the same chaotic nightmare. Militant Inquisitors tend to shoot first and ask questions later. Many do the shootings themselves, being as adept to the blade and bolter as any veteran Imperial Guardsman. Militant Inquisitors tend to employ cadres of men and women with similar demeanors, commonly packing as much firepower as a Space Marine Devastator squad. They may have built up large cadres of Imperial Guardsmen, retaining their service for life as a permanent unit, often with its own uniform. Military Inquisitors lead assaults on enemy strongholds from the very front, glorifying in the act of slaughtering the Emperor's foe, and equip themselves with the very finest of artificer-crafted weapons, armor, and other equipment. Many acquire war gear of ancient and well-established degree, while some employ weapons of unique, unknown, or even Xenos manufacture. Conversely, some Inquisitors of a militant mindset are akin to Lord Generals, studying strategic maps or poring over logistical inventories. They take command of friendly forces, supervising missions from afar through a voxlink and gun cam. They time their assaults with lethal precision and order the deployment of their weapons, whether death cult assassins or orbital bombardments, as an extension of their own bodies. Some of these Inquisitors attain the highest of ranks, eventually leading not just small cadres of warrior agents, but entire armies, even crusades. The line between General and Inquisitor might become blurred, for a time at least. Of course, it may come to pass that such the individual's erstwhile peers come to resent or disapprove of his position, and an entire new conflict is initiated. Inquisitors are men and women of unshakable faith in the Emperor's divinity, yet some are so consumed by their faith that they will wield it as a weapon in its own right. These firebrands often blur the lines between preacher and Inquisitor, many attiring themselves to robes akin to those worn by the highest officers of the Adeptus Ministorum. A Bombastic Inquisitor is quick to anger and even quicker to denounce. He sees heresy and sin wherever he looks, and is quick to throw those he judged guilty in the pyres of justice. Such Inquisitors recite a constant stream of holy invites, quoting passages from the holy text and invoking the names of saints and martyrs with every breath. They are exceptionally intimidating, invoking quivering fear in the unfaithful and utter horror in the heretic. The cadres of these types of Inquisitors often include all manners of hierophants, exorcists, and confessors. Their links to the ecclesiarchy may in addition result in them being accompanied by one or more battle sisters of the Adeptus Sororitas, potent and zealous warriors, with a fearsome reputation amongst the enemies of the imperial faith. Bombast are unsubtle individuals, with the tendency to ignore the minute details of an investigation. This often brings them into conflict with others of the Inquisition. The arrival on a world of a bombastic inquisitor might ruin years of work for a subtler agent. Yet sometimes covert inquisitors follow in the bombast's wake, often without his knowledge, watching to see whether any previously unknown enemies attempted to flee or otherwise reveal their hands. Despite the blunt approach to the callings of an inquisitor, the bombast is amongst the boldest of all the servants of the Holy Order of the Emperor's Inquisition. They have been known to face the most terrifying of enemies, and armed with little more than the words of the Emperor, and prevail. The deeds and words of such individuals can rally an entire population to cast off a renegade governor, or to take up arms against an overwhelming powerful alien invasion. They often lead from the very front of the armies of the faithful, imbued with a burning faith in the God Emperor of mankind, so fierce that it kindles similar zealousness in the hearts of those who witness it. The Judicar is an individual who approaches his calling in almost the exact opposite manner to an investigator. He assumes guilt and demands evidence to the contrary, being the prosecutor, judge, and often executioner. Such individuals rarely accept any evidence placed before them that contradicts their charge. Such inquisitors normally travel about from world to world with great ceremonies, surrounding themselves with an entire traveling court of clerks, attendants, and flunkies. Upon arrival, they announce a court of assize, often commandeering the most awe-inspiring of locations for their purposes. Charges against certain individuals are then posted, and the accused brought before the court. Only those of the highest rank have any hope of refuting the charges, but in all likelihood, these would not have been charged in the first place. Volume after volume of case law is produced and added to. The Judicar often ensures that the proceedings of his court are entered into the rolls of the planet's own law, enshrining his every word into law for generations to come. Some such individuals maintain entire armies of second arbitrators, imposing their own law upon those forced to suffer their visitation. When such precincts arrive upon a world, no one is immune from the smashing in of doors in the middle of the night, constant searches, and spontaneous impositions of totalitarian law. Entire worlds have burned at the command of such inquisitors, and their names often live on for many centuries as the subject of cautionary tales to strike fear into the hearts of the multitudes. An inquisitor must have a mind as keen as a power stiletto, and the heart as cold as a death cultist who wields it. For many inquisitors, it is in this tracking down of their foe, the shifting of evidence, and the uncovering of long-dormant secrets that their calling finds its true expression. These are the arch investigators, individuals who can smell a dirty secret from half a sector away. From the scant of clues, they have the uncanny ability to hunt down the culpable and bring the criminal to justice. Inquisitors of an investigative nature surround themselves with sages and adepts. They often employ a vast network of specialists and are gifted with the ability to draw upon the unique skills of all those in their employ, bringing together the desperate strands of the investigation and acting upon the truth as it is revealed. The appearance of such an inquisitor strikes so much fear into the hearts of the guilty that they often flee, revealing their guilt even before the accusation is made. The investigative inquisitor may also rely on a number of guards, often crusaders, for they may eschew the martial skills displayed by others of their kind. Nonetheless, even the most stooped and aged of inquisitors have a few tricks up their sleeves. Save for the moment they must deliver the harsh judgment of the Inquisition in person, their foe at bay, with nowhere to flee. And those were 40 facts on the Inquisitor. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Share it with your friends if they are starting an Inquisition army, or if they want to add an Inquisitor into their armies. The reason I created this video is I wanted to learn more, or get more fluff on Inquisitors, because like I've told you guys in the previous videos, I am going to start an Inquisition army. Really, it's like the Talons of the Emperor army, and my Inquisitor is going to be the main guy. He's going to be the one leading it, and I want to to build up a good like fluff around him, and I haven't really decided exactly what type of Inquisitor he's going to be. So I wanted to get some ideas from the wiki page. There's more information on the wiki page, so click on the link down in the description. That's going to take you to the page where I got this information from, and it's a whole page on just everything about the Inquisition, or sorry, everything about Inquisitors. So check that out. But again, the purpose of this video was really so that I can start, brainstorming my fluff for my Inquisitor. If you guys started an Inquisitor army, or if you guys have been playing the Inquisition or the Sisters of Battle, tactically, what goes well, or what plays well in 8th edition? I know 8th edition just rolled out, so there's not that many, I guess, or there's not that much experience. But if you do play Inquisition, or if you do play the Talons of the Emperor, what do you recommend? Should I focus a lot on Scutari? Should I focus a lot on Sisters of Battle? Help me out. Adeptus Custodes too, but I feel like Adeptus Custodes are a little too expensive, so maybe they're just going to be like a specialty unit that I bring out every now and then. But the core of my army, well, really, I really don't know. Just put suggestions down in the comment section below to help me out. But again, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. As October goes on and on, we're going to, or towards the end of October, I should say, we're going to start putting out some creepypasta, some goosebump style stories on Patreon, so be sure to support us there. It's a simple $1, just $1 a month, and you're going to get that those extra videos. And again, guys, thank you so much for everything. If you can't support us on Patreon, simply by liking, commenting, and sharing on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media you guys use, it helps out the channel. It tells YouTube, hey, I like Warhammer 40K content. These guys are doing some awesome work. Give me more Warhammer 40K content and support these guys. So please do that if you can. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.